Good morning and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live on this Monday. It is October 30th of 2023. I'm Dan Ramey, flying solo again today. No Mike Smith. He'll be with us tomorrow. But I do have Aaron Glandon off to my left. So thank you very much. Here he comes, Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand 2. We had an original Mr. Hand, but now this is the redo, I guess, of Mr. Hand. Might be one way of looking at it. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. Did you enjoy the weekend? I mean, it was one of those topsy-turvy deals. We wasn't sure if it was going to rain too much for the Halloween parade that was going on Saturday in Chillicothe. It died down. We had fun. And then the rain came back again. In fact, I think I had close to 2 inches of rain in the rain gauge when I left the house this morning. So I'm sure it's a little more than that now after the rain that we've had here during the morning hours. But how do we prepare for the rest of the day and the start of the work week? Well, here's what we're looking at weather-wise for you. Temperatures will be around 55 degrees for you today. We will have cloud cover into the evening with low temperatures of 35. For Tuesday and Wednesday, we're looking at some sunshine and cooler temps. Highest will only reach around 45, so you want to make sure you bundle up. Overnight lows in the upper 20s. I'm sure Mike Smith will say, "I'm sorry, Laura, I'm turning on the furnace tonight." And I don't think there's a euphemism there. That's physically turning the furnace on. All right, coming up in just a moment, we'll take a look at news and also sports for you, plus this date in history, all just ahead. But first, these words from Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you have a cleanup job that needs to be done, in some instances, they can clean those up for you. They even do demo work, too. But if you need a dumpster for a project you're working on at home or at your commercial business, make sure you give them a call. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Call that number. They'll bring a dumpster to you. And then when you're done with it, they'll haul it all away. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
There are many ways to view Litter Media and what we do here. Of course, we've got our website, littermedia.com. You can check out our social media sites as well, Facebook as well as LitterX, and our YouTube channel. Danielle Rittinger of Chillicothe has been appointed to the Early Intervention Services Advisory Board. Craig R. Campbell of Leesburg has been reappointed to the Ohio Occupational Therapy, Physical Therapy, and Athletic Trainers Board. And Michael Budzik of Logan has been appointed to the Hocking Technical College Board of Trustees. Congratulations. The Paint Valley Adam H. Board is offering a series of 2-hour workshops that deal with mindfully handling the holidays. The first workshop will be at the Pickaway County ESC Tuesday of next week, with others scheduled for Fayette, Pike, Highland, and Ross counties through early December. The Friends of the Lancaster Parks are extending an invitation to help support and volunteer with Lancaster Parks activities. Their annual banquet is coming up on Thursday, November 9th at 5:30 at Alley Park. You need to RSVP by this Wednesday, and here's the number you can call, 740-687-6651. Pike County Heritage Museum Jingle Bell Weekend Musical is coming up November 17th through the 18th. Here's a look at the schedule, which you can also find on Litter X. One name that I do recognize that pops right out there is 1:30 to 2:30, piano and organ by the band director at Waverly High School, Zach Ross. So talented individuals doing this that first, not the first weekend, but that weekend in November, the 17th and 18th, down at the Pike Heritage Museum. A fun 5K walk and run through Circleville is coming up on Thanksgiving Day. It's Pickaway County's largest one-day fundraising event, benefiting the Pickaway County Fresh Produce Market. The event supports efforts to get fresh produce to those in need throughout all of Pickaway County through the food pantry system. It all starts at St. Philip's Episcopal Church on Mount Street in Circleville. Also Thanksgiving Day, the Larry Cox Memorial Turkey Trot in Chillicothe's Octangie Park. We'll have more details on that on the Turkey Trot in the coming days. Community Action Committee of Pike County will send their van to Pike County Outreach in Waverly, November 29th from 10:30 in the morning till 3 p.m. Information on programs and resources will all be available. Congratulations to the Chillicothe Marching Cavaliers. They obtained a superior ranking in the OMEA, that's the Ohio Music Education Association, State Marching Band Contest in Piqua yesterday. There were many other bands involved. Now, this was only at Piqua. There were a handful of other events taking place throughout Central Ohio, and a number of our local bands were involved in those. Chillicothe is the only one we heard about, so congratulations to Michelle Turon and the Marching Cavaliers. NBC4 is remembering longtime news anchor Mike Jackson, who died over the weekend at the age of 66, following complications from a stroke and later esophageal cancer. A friend of our program, Cindy Ramey, spent more than a decade working with Jackson at NBC4, and she shared some photos on her Facebook page along with a note about Jackson. Finding the right words to truly express the impact someone has had on your life and your heart can sometimes be impossible when that impact is so great, even when you write for a living. Mike Jackson was my coworker, my mentor, but most importantly, my very, very good friend. Mike was the bookends of my NBC4 career, my first anchor on my first solo show, and my last anchor. My dreams of being a TV producer were realized because this man gave me the grace and encouragement to believe in myself and take the chance to be great. So this is a wonderful tribute to Mike Jackson. Another tribute was made by Chillicothe native Larry Roberts, who was an anchor for NBC4. In fact, he and Mike knew each other back when Mike was just coming out of high school. 17-year-old, hired him at a radio station in Charleston, West Virginia that they both worked for. And then later they would work together at NBC4. And to listen to Larry's portrayal on his Facebook page, he said Mike Jackson held on to a lot of the notes because he was his boss down in Charleston, West Virginia. Pulled out those notes and he says, I'm going to start reading my critique of your critique of me. And I guess they had a good laugh over all that from all those years ago. So, again, the NBC4 family, we're thinking of you and, of course, of Mike Jackson and his family as well. Our ODOT road report for us today takes us to Hocking County. A bridge replacement project is taking place on State Route 664 between 4th Street and Reed Road. That's Township Road 43. One lane is closed there. Traffic is being maintained with temporary signals. The estimated completion is Wednesday of this week. And that's a look at what's happening with news. Of course, you can find more on our website, littermedia.com, and by following us on Facebook, LitterX, and, of course, our YouTube channel as well. Coming up, a look at what's happening with sports. First, let me tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you have an issue with that heater, I mean, we're jumping into the 20s tonight, and you have a need, reach out to Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, it's linked right to their website so that you can find out contact information, how to get them, what services they provide, and more. Your trusted comfort advisor is what it says right here in front of me. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Sports next.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
I was talking a moment ago with the fireworks. You can find that on our YouTube channel. Come to realize that we had audio. You may not have heard me talking about the people reaction because you're hearing the people's reaction to the fireworks. But you can check that out on our YouTube channel now. On to sports. We start with high school football. The Eastern Eagles are preparing for Week 12 of the season after defeating Shadyside in our Litter Media Game of the Week this past Friday, 41-27. There you can see we have Litter Media extras, and there is Coach Burrow. He's doing a backflip. I mentioned to him during the pregame, I said, we're going to have a backflip tonight? He says, I don't know. We'll see. And that's what Coach asked for right as they started their celebration. You can see the video now. It is up on our website with the Game of the Week highlights. Check it out now on our YouTube channel. Now, we've not determined where we'll be this Friday. We're waiting for Spectrum to make their determinations, and then we can react to that. So I have a feeling that one game we were looking at going to is going to be multimedia represented, and there may not be room for us to participate. So you might see us back in Pike County this weekend. But you can certainly count on these two guys to be involved. Litter Media Radio, we had a wide range of listeners, and I was looking at one point in time Friday night at where you were listening. They were all over the Eastern Seaboard. It was incredible, and thank you for checking out Litter Media Radio, which you can find on our website. Just go to littermedia.com. It'll take you right to where you need to go. While a number of area teams saw their seasons come to a close Friday, here are those that advanced on to the next round. We start with the Eastern Eagles. They're now 11-0. In Region 27, they will host Waterford Friday night in Division 7. Division 6 has the Paint Valley Bearcats boarding the bus to Cincinnati to take on Country Day. That's in Region 24, Division 6. In D5, we have Heath going south to Ironton. Portsmouth will go across the river there, or I should say along the river to Wheelersburg. And Zane Trace is hosting Purcell Marion Friday night in Region 20. Division 4 has Gallia Academy at Sheridan, and Division 3, there's a boatload of teams still involved here. London, undefeated, will host Bellefontaine. Bloom Carroll will be at Jackson, and Miami Trace heads to Bishop Watterson. On to cross country. State cross country takes place this coming weekend at the Fortress at Obetz and Memorial Park. You see the start times there. We have a plethora of kids locally who are participating. There's a number of teams who are performing as well. Fairfield Union's boys and girls are both in. Also in there is Lancaster's boys team in Division 1. So you can find all that information on our website, littermedia.com. In volleyball, the Adena Warriors picked up a win to advance to the regional semifinals this coming weekend, or I should say actually Thursday. If they're lucky, they'll make it into the finals on Saturday. Let's take a look at the lineup that we have here for you on volleyball side of things. And that's all. We don't have the volleyball listings? Okay. We do have some slides to share with you at some point in time. So this week we'll get a look at the volleyball pairings. But we do know that Adena will play Thursday. That's taking place up at Logan High School. And a win there puts them into the championship game on Saturday. And I believe it's a 7:30 serve on Thursday night because they're the second game up at Logan. All right, on to the next thing here. Yeah, we've got the boys soccer regionals. They get their games underway Wednesday. Marietta and Fairfield Union will be here in Chillicothe over at the Obadiah Harris Athletic Complex. You can check that out. Also, Warsaw Riverview. I just noticed my typo there. Warsaw Riverview taking on Watterson. The winners will meet in Bloom Carroll on Saturday at 4 p.m. That's Division 2. Division 3, Wheelersburg takes on South Webster, and Worthington Christian takes on Berlin Highland, and the winners will meet at Logan High School Saturday afternoon for a trip to the state Final Four. We have girls soccer also, and good luck to those teams. Zane Trace has advanced on the girls' side. They begin play tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the football Buckeyes picked up a win, a 24-10 victory over Wisconsin. They remain number 3 in the polls after that win. The first college football playoff rankings will be released tomorrow night as OSU heads to New Jersey to take on Rutgers on Saturday. The Ohio Bobcats fell to rival Miami 30-16. The Bobcats are off this weekend, and they'll play at Buffalo next Tuesday. This is that weird TV contract that they have. So they play on Tuesday, and I think the next week they play on a Wednesday and then a Thursday the next week. Kind of weird how the Mid-American Conference did that. On to the pros. Joe Burrow threw for 3 touchdowns, 31-17 the win for the Bengals over San Francisco. The 49ers have lost 3 straight. I heard it mentioned last night. Did the Browns break the 49ers? They've lost ever since they dropped that decision to Cleveland. Here, 3 weeks ago now. The Bengals are tied with Pittsburgh and Cleveland at 4-3 after both teams lost yesterday. Cincinnati will host Buffalo Sunday night on NBC. It was a heartbreaking loss for the Browns in Seattle, 24-20. After taking a 20-17 lead, they just couldn't hang on to it. All they needed was a first down, and it would have been over. Seahawks picked off a pass just after the 2-minute warning and marched down the field for the winning TD. A pass to Buckeye, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba for the win. Congratulations on him. Hated to see that as a Browns fan, however. Browns will host the 1-7 Cardinals next Sunday. And the World Series tied up at a game apiece. It moves to Arizona tonight with the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. That'll be on Fox. Coming up, a look at this date in history, which is kind of a radio moment. We'll share details coming up after this.
Now that's one fast mower.
Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
For this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine takes us to 1938 for something that changed the world. The War of the Worlds. Orson Welles' realistic radio dramatization of a Martian invasion of Earth is broadcast. Welles was only 23 years old when his Mercury Theater Company decided to update H.G. Wells' 19th century science fiction novel, The War of the Worlds, for national radio. The world went nuts when they heard this because they thought it was actually happening. Isn't that crazy? Despite his age, Wells had been in radio for several years, most notably as the voice of The Shadow in the hit mystery program of the same name. War of the Worlds was not planned as a radio hoax, and Wells had little idea of how legendary it would eventually become because suddenly everybody thought it was real. They were looking for little green Martians walking around all over the place. radio has long been known as the theater of the mind. And the theater was on stage that night, and the minds took off. It was incredible. This date in 1938. Tomorrow is Halloween, and Mike sent me a photo today. I said, we're going to hang on to this for tomorrow because our radio moment will feature some of what is going on right now. The Dan and Mike Blood Bash is what we used to have at iHeartMedia when we were there, and they are having that same blood drive today. So if you want to give blood, stop in. They can. I'm sure they take walk-ins. They usually have cancellations along the way. But it's at the Scioto Valley Chapter House of the American Red Cross there on North Bridge Street. So stop in and give a blood donation. They are in much need. If you have given blood, you've probably heard from the Red Cross a number of times because they've got your phone number. And when they are in need, they reach out to you. So help give the gift of life today. But tomorrow, we're not wearing costumes tomorrow. I think we'll let the photos that you're going to show tomorrow be our costumes. Because Mike and I wear our faces every day, and that's usually our costume in that regard. All right, that's it for the program on this Monday. Thank you so much for watching here on Litter Media Live on Facebook Live, and thank you for listening on Litter Media Radio as well. If you don't know anything about Litter Media Radio, again, go to our website, littermedia.com. Click where it says Litter Media Radio. Next thing you know, you'll be listening to us everywhere you go. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you soon with another edition of Litter Media Live.